Hey everyone, hope you are enjoying learning with BA Web Developer. As you know, it's a full stack web development course and that's all free. So don't miss this golden opportunity. Subscribe to this channel if you have not done yet. Mind it, you can directly apply and behind methods after completing this course, and the details you can find under this video description section. Anyways, in last video we started how to work with HTML forms. In this video we are covering some advanced topics of HTML forms. So it's already open here. This is my text editor. We were here in last video. This is country. This guy. Let's say I'm writing some fruit names here. Apple, banana, and the value I can apple, let's say banana, and I'm also having some vegetables here in this list. Right? Some vegetables are also here, some fruits are also here. Let me refresh my page, see what happens. Apple, banana, capsicum, and brinjal. But how about if I want to separate it? But first of all, let me change this name. Select something, let's say. So I want to group fruits together and vegetables together. So how do I do that? We have one tag called opt group. Opt, OPTGROUP, opt group. Now I am giving this one label so that it says it is fruits, and this opt group I'm closing here. Opt group. Now I'm copying pasting, same for vegetables. This is done. Now let me refresh my page. See, fruits and vegetables, and as you can see, I can select apple, I can select banana, I can select capsicum, I can select brinjal, but I cannot select this. I'm trying to move my mouse slowly here, but see, I am not able to select it. So this is how the labeling is done in select input. We call it select input. Sometimes there is a requirement. This is my text box. We created this in last video. So sometimes there's a requirement that user is supposed to select from the available given values. In that case, we have another set of attribute called datalist. So I'm using my same text box here. This is my text box. Let me give it some space here so that I can have some space to write. Now this input type, let's say hero, name is superhero. Alright, so name is superhero and ID is equal to superhero. So name is superhero and ID is also superhero. Now I'm making my list, data list, and ID is equal to superhero. So here's something. I cannot have two IDs for the same thing, but what I can have, I should have it called list. So list is superhero and this is my list. ID is superhero and the list name is superhero. I can here call, let's say, hero, so that you do not get confused. So name is hero, list and ID should be same. This is mandatory for this thing to work. Data list get closed. Now I'm having options. Option value is equal to Spider-Man. Even Superman, and this is Batman. I'm refreshing my page. Let's see what happens. As soon as I move my cursor here, this drop down pointer comes. Otherwise, this appears as a normal text box. And I can click on this drop down and the available options are available to be selected. I can select anything and this goes. And another thing, if I type anything, first letter or say S, I'm typing S. So two superheroes are starting with S. So Spider-Man and Superman, those are bubbled up. If I say enter D or I say M, M stands for man, M is available. M is for everyone. So let's say I am typing P, Superman and Spider-Man again. So this is the thing. So now you have done this drop down and you have done this data list. One thing to be noted in drop down and data list is that in data list we have option values only. We do not have this option closed like in this thing. We only have options, and the data list to work we should have list attribute here, and this thing should match with ID of data list, then it will work. Anyways, so we are covering few more things. I'm writing my input here. Input type is equal to text, name is equal to something, and value is equal to hello buddy. And refreshing my page and let's see what happens. Hello buddy, this is the value. It has come automatically here, and this is the default value. You can change it, but sometimes say this thing, no, I'm having enough space. I clearly mentioned here, enter your name and there's a box. All right, so label enter your name, and this I'm closing. Label here, and this is closed. Enter your name, and this thing is here. But how about if you do not have this much space in your file? You lack space somehow your design is like that you do not have space to write something here. You can just accommodate a text box. So in this case, how do you tell your audience, how do you tell your visitors that something has to be filled in here? In such cases, we have an attribute placeholder called and enter your name, and I can remove this thing now. I don't even need label. All right, so I'm refreshing my page, and as you can see, this is enter your name, and this is bit dim in color. When I click on this text box, this enter your name still stays here, and I can write anything. Did you notice that when I click here, some suggestions come here? I don't want these suggestions saved, so what do I do? Auto complete is equal to off. I did autocomplete is equal to off. Now I'm clicking on it, nothing is happening, no suggestions are coming. Usually we use it for sign up forms, password forms, so that there cannot be made any guess that this was the username entered in. We just talked about password form. So there's a field called password. Type password and the name is task. Let's say enter your password. Now enter your password. I type anything, disappear as a dot. In the password fields, we don't have any suggestions. So even I have not taken it autocomplete off, but there is no suggestions available. That's the property of password field. Besides, we have some other interesting things. We call it attributes. This thing, I'm clicking on submit button, and this, without filling in the information, my form is getting submitted. I want this to be mandatory. So what I do? Required. When I do require, and I have to try to click on submit, and this says fill in this field. If my type is email and I try to click submit, and this says fill in this field, and I enter anything, but this time it says please enter an email address. So this says a valid email address is required. Few more properties for input boxes. I can do disabled, and so the box is disabled. I cannot type anything here. And required, and the box is required. No, I'm sorry. Box is read only, and I cannot do anything. I cannot type. Let me enter some value here. Value is equal to something, and I want to remove this, but I cannot remove it because this is read only. But what is the difference between read only and disabled? One difference we have already noted, that when the field is read only, the box look like this, but when it is disabled, the box looks like this. What is the technical difference? The technical difference between read only and disabled field is that when you submit the form, the boxes which are disabled don't get submitted. The value is not passed with the form. But when it is read only, value does get submitted and it passed further. My form action is get here. Get, default is get. Method is equal to get. So let us note this difference now. Okay. So the box is disabled and the name is something, value is something. I'm trying to fill in this form and see where is this my hidden box, hero, message, country, pass, button, submit. This field is disabled. I'm not seeing anything here. Do you see? No. Now I'm removing this thing and making it read only. Now refreshing my page and trying submitting my form. Submit. And as you can see here, something is passed through. So this is the difference. Got it? So other few properties are, I'm removing this read only for now and let autocomplete stays. Now size is equal to 10. That says the physical size of my box. Physical size. The box is a bit smaller in length and I'm saying it 50. The physical size of the box. This is increased or decreased. So this is what size does. And other thing, max, let's say size stays. Size is equal to 50 for now. max length is equal to 10. So max length is 10. Now how many characters are there? Something 4 and 5. Total 9 characters. I can enter one more character here, and I'm trying to enter more characters. Nothing is happening because max length is 10. So I have constrained the number of characters by using max length. Now I'm having few other interesting things. Input type is equal to number. Value is equal to name is equal to say tick. Now see what happens. This is number field, and as soon as I move my mouse here, this arrows comes up and down. I can click on these arrows and the value gets increased or decreased. It also goes into minus when I click on the bottom arrow. But I want to constrain my values here. So min is equal to say 3, let's say 0, and max is equal to let's say 5. So when the min and max constraint is applied on the box, now the values cannot go beyond 5 and values cannot go down 0. So this is input thing, and few more interesting things. You want to have a date picker. Input type is equal to date, and let me refresh my page. See, the date box has come. You can select your date, right? And min and max also work here in the date field as well. Min is equal to, let's say today is 3rd of March. All right. So min is equal to 2020. This is Feb, and this is 01. This is no, and this is let's say this is March. So 01, and max is let's say 11. So someone in the date field can only select the values between these two dates. Now I'm trying this, and I cannot select this. These things, as you have seen, see it carefully. This is bit lighter in color, and this one is gray in color. That says that these dates are disabled. That 12, 13, 15, all these dates are disabled. And likewise here, 24, 25, 26, all these are disabled. But what I can select 1 to 11 only. So this min and max works for date as well. Another things, input type. Okay, before going further, let me select some date. I selected, and the date is here. Now input type month, refreshing my page, and I'm selecting something March 2020 because this is selecting my month, and whatever date I click, the date doesn't get picked, only the month get fixed. So input type month, input type date, and likewise input type week. I'm refreshing my page, and week 11. This is week 11 as per the Gregorian date calendar, and this is week 26. In a year we have 52 weeks. I'm selecting the last week here, or let's say the second last week here. So this is the 52 weeks, and I'm selecting here this is 51 week. In a year we have total 52 weeks, and like that it picked the week number. Now input type time, and I can select AM, PM. I can select time in 24 hours format. This is 4:56. This is AM, and if I do it 16, now this is PM. So another interesting things in input type, color, and and you can select your color, any color you can select here. Okay, and input type file, and you can choose your file from here, any file, but it has to be file. This is JPEG file, PNG file. And interesting thing, how about, usually you must have seen that sometimes the progress is shown, that how much percentage has been completed. For that we have some tag called label. I'm giving one label. Label is label for file. Let's say file progress, or just progress. Label closed, and this tag progress tag, progress id is equal to file. Id has to be matched with this. This thing has to match with this thing. Max is equal to, that means max is 100%, and the current value is, let's say, 50, and here as well I'm saying 50% is min. Done. Progress is closed. I'm refreshing my page, and you see progress. So that means this is 50% is been done. I can say here 70, and 70% of progress has been done. So this is progress tag. Input type password you have done. Input type range, another thing. Input type is equal to range. Now let's see what happens. This thing, this guys slider has come, and you can select some value here. But in order to select the value, you have to, in order to show here some values, some number based on when you are moving your thumb on this slider, in order to show some number, you have to do some JavaScript, and I'm covering that JavaScript in my upcoming videos. Now back to buttons. We have learned only this button. The value is there, and I can enter submit. The value will go. But how about if I want to make my form blank here? So what do I do? Reset value is equal to reset type is equal to reset. So I do anything here. I click on reset, anything. I click on reset, the values goes blank. The entire form goes blank. So this is what reset button is there, done. Reset button does. And I'm also having other buttons, input type button, and name could be, I'm removing name for now, and click me, value is equal to click me, input type button, and refreshing it, and it says click me. And we also have a button tag. I can use button tag button, and but when the button tag is available, I can close this thing in button tags. Something entered, and this is my button. Alright, I can also do here type is equal to submit, and then this will work same as input type button. The behavior will become same. You can practice when you do this. And one more tag is there before I forget. This is input type is equal to search, and let me see what search does. This is search. Let me add some placeholder here. Placeholder is equal to type here to search. Type here to search, and as I click here, as I move my mouse here and start typing here, this arrow button comes. And I can click on this arrow button, and this goes blank. That means this is clearing my search search string. I can enter anything here and click. As soon as I type first character, this cross button comes. So this is what search does. And like input type email we have done, similarly we have one tag called input type is equal to URL. So required and placeholder is equal to type website. Order has to be taken care. So right now I'm not taking care of orders. So just for sake of making it beautiful, we have to take care of orders. So type your website. I'm entering something here and clicking on submit button, and this email as well. I'm saying and it says me please enter a URL. So URL will be http okay. So this is done. URL is there, and now the form is get submitted. Sometimes I want to. This was already covered. This is with CSS. This box is with CSS, but this box, I'm talking about this particular box. This box has come from CSS. We covered it in last video. But how about if you want to have similar box, but you do not want to use CSS? So choose your game you like. This section I'm covering in a box. This section. So field set. This is my another tag, and that is used for make this input in a group. So this thing has come, and I don't, let's say I don't have much space to accommodate this thing. So what I can do, I can say it a legend and this legend I am taking inside field set. Now see what happens. Choose your game you like, and the box is here. Now in order to make it smaller or bigger, you can do CSS. So that is there for form. This complete my form section. In next video we are covering Dreamweaver, and then we are making one simple website. Excited? So stay tuned, stay with me, and have a good luck. Please subscribe to the channel if you have not done yet. Thank you so much. Thank you for watching. Bye bye.